Welcome to the Informed and Oblivious podcast, episode 38. I am Sleepy Phil, and this is Bad Timing Raymond.
Bad timing because I clacked the clacker to start when he was talking and interrupted him.
Yeah, always gotta mess with me on that. Why can't you just ever do it normal?
Because that wouldn't be as fun for me.
Welcome to Snowmageddon Watch 2026.
Yeah.
This is going to come out probably after the fact, so we may have gotten anywhere from 0 to 1,000 inches. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
The reports vary wildly, and the storm is, as we speak, trailing its way across the U.S., currently screwing Texas.
Mm-hmm. I had a road trip planned to go down to Georgia, and that had to get rescheduled. So
Devil went down to Georgia,
yeah,
and brought ice. So
yep. So
will not be going.
Yeah, better to not go down there where the power's probably going to go out.
and by ice, I mean frozen water, not to be confused with the ice in Minnesota right now.
That's a different kind of ice.
But they're also getting very frozen, exploding trees.
Say what?
Did you see that?
Exploding trees.
Yeah. So this is like the reason why this storm is going to be so big potentially is there's like three fronts converging. So there's the warmer front coming from the south. There's a cold front coming from the north. And then there's supposed to be another like front coming off of the east coast to slow the progression of the storm. So that last piece of the puzzle is going to be how much snow we get. If the front over here is strong enough, it's going to slow the storm and we'll get dumped on. If it's weak, the storm's just going to pass through and we'll get like nothing.
Okay.
So we'll see live when we're out there how that goes. But the Arctic blast coming down is bringing temperatures so cold that you all right there, Guinness?
Yeah, he's just stretching.
So cold that they were joking today. It was one of those days where Chicago's colder than Antarctica. It was I think it was down to negative 30 degrees in some parts of Minnesota. And it did it so rapidly that they had exploding tree warnings. Because the liquid in the trees was just basically freezing and expanding so rapidly that it could cause trees to explode if they're too moisture loaded. Yeah, fun, right?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Not quite cold enough to get frostquake, because that's also a thing, and they have gotten that before when they hit like negative 50 up there. But yeah, exploding trees.
Noted.
And we're in all sorts of fun zones. So down south by work, they're getting enough ice where it says to look out that they're going to lose power due to like ice on power lines.
Oh yeah.
Here is cool. They're just like, look out for the roads. It might be impassable. And then up where we're going says, look out for the heavy snow. It might cause tree limbs to fall and cause power lines to fall and make roads impassable. And I'm like, okay, well, as long as I can get one road to the mountain and one road away from the mountain, that's all that matters.
Yep.
Or if I can make an igloo at the mountain, also fine.
I'm excited. I hope they get dumped on up there and we get to go in like 2 feet of pow.
Well, it should be, it's probably going to be like 1.5 feet, which the equivalent of that is that, remember when we went down the back of Whistler and Blackcomb and skied the glacier, that would be the equivalent of that much snow. That was the last time we've been in that much snow.
It was awesome. It was exhausting. I found out I'm not very good at riding in powder.
Yeah, I think technically Keystone had that much snow, but it blew off the mountain so quickly that it didn't really matter.
I just got my longer board tuned up and waxed. I got that big gouge filled in the wax.
Gauge or gouge?
Gouge.
Sure you didn't gouge it, gauge it.
What?
Two
different words. What are you doing to me?
It's a little inside joke there. Don't mind me. I'm playing with my fur burka. What am I saying? But yeah, so it should be interesting. You don't need to worry about a powder board for like the slopes that we're going to be on.
No, it's just my boots and bindings are a little bit wide for the other board. It's less the length and more the width of the board. My longer board's a little bit wider.
Does it help with the step in? So I'm confused.
No, it's just that like my boots and bindings are a little bit too big, and I worry that sometimes like my toes or heels are scraping if I dig in too much.
Just get smaller feet.
I
And a
don't
bigger board.
I don't know how to do that.
You know what you do know how to do?
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Follow. Leave a comment.
Mm-hmm.
Do all those things. Share the show with everyone you know. Can find us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and the newly American owned TikTok. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, the American company deal finally went through. That's why if you're on TikTok this week, you got a new pop-up saying accepting the new terms and conditions. That's because our new American overlords have taken over TikTok in the U.S. at least.
I thought that had happened a long time ago.
No, the deal was in the works, but now all of U.S. TikTok user data will be stored by the U.S. and no longer by the Chinese.
Okay.
It also, however, means the algorithm is changing, which is why for the past couple of weeks, people have noticed that they've been getting the same thing over and over again on TikTok. Like how that happens, like, I don't know if you've ever noticed that happens with YouTube Shorts every once in a while.
Yeah,
it,
I get
like,
the
cycles
same
back
videos
through.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because TikTok has been slowly changing over hands, and with that, they might have given TikTok over, but the algorithm that they use is proprietary. So this is a new algorithm by this new American company.
Gotcha.
And it may be good, it may be bad, I don't know, but it's learning all of your info all over again.
Okay.
But now the spyware is in the hands of the Americans, so yay! We did it!
Sort of.
Yeah, just like we got a deal for Greenland, but not really, but kind of. Yay!
What happened with that?
Oh, the fucking at the World Economic Forum, like a deal was made where we're gonna get like unlimited military bases, which we already had that deal. That's not new. The new thing is we now have mineral rights to Greenland.
Oh.
So we don't own them, but now we can drill, baby, drill, and not give a shit what they say, which is kind of fucked up because the people of Greenland have voted to not do it. That's why they sit on all this mineral stuff and don't mine any of it. But we're like, yeah, fuck you, we need that. So now we're gonna be mining that.
All right then.
So we're gonna get Greenland minerals, Venezuelan oil, and we just had to piss off all of the EU to do it.
Yeah, what's new? They're always mad at us anyway.
They're really mad at us now, though. Like, super duper mad. But I don't care. Fuck them.
Oh, well.
Well, because also at Davos, we're like, yeah, fuck you guys in the New World Order. America first, baby. And they're like, that's not cool. And we're like, we don't give a shit. Fuck you. I'm not even kidding. They're like, I was watching, like, the one guy on the economic thing, and he was just like, yeah, you guys are going like zero emissions, 100% green energy by a certain date. He's like, and you make zero batteries. He's like, you guys are fucking insane. He's like, we're not doing that shit. He's like, we're going to keep burning coal and oil because we make it. He's like, China's going like full electric, but that makes sense. They can make batteries. He's like, you can't make batteries. You're going to be fully reliant on something that you can't even make.
Yeah.
He was like, you're foolish. And then he's like, we're going to go America first. Bring back all this stuff for workers and whatnot. And you're like, it's not. They're like, it's not possible. It's like, yeah, we can prioritize our workforce and then these other things. We're just basically like, yeah, we're not doing it anymore. And now, we're starting shit with Canada again, because Canada's like prime ministers talk about joining the New World Order, and then fucking making all these deals, and he's like basically like, yeah, it's a New World Order but without the US, and throwing shade like he could fucking do anything without us. And Canada like really matters. They're like we need to show that we're an independent nation. Like, okay, for now.
Until England says they don't want you to be anymore.
No. Till we just march up north and take it. Like, dude, like they're talking a lot of shit, and it's like, okay, well, that's like, you talk shit to your older brother when you're still growing up and you're not big yet. And it's like, okay, well, it's a lot of shit you're talking. Hope I don't turn around and sock you in the mouth. Like, they got nothing. That like our army, like our national guard, is bigger than their entire country's military when they summon it, and they can't get anybody to fight in it. So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And one of their provinces, Alberta, actually successfully voted to secede from Canada and join the U.S.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How's that going to work?
I don't know what's going to happen, but they voted on it and it passed.
When was this?
You could look it up. I think it was recently.
I did not even hear about that.
Yeah, and people are like joking that we'll take Alberta and give them Minnesota. Yeah. Oh, blam.
Let's see. What do we got here? Does any of these fucking say when?
Well, the Wikipedia page looked like it was updated 2 hours ago.
So it was.
So maybe it like says.
Some groups supporting creation of a sovereign union with other provinces, Western Canada or Alberta joining the United States as a state or territory.
Yeah, they just won out.
What's their problem with Canada?
They make all the money for Canada and they get nothing for it but high taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
2025 federal election, politicians and activists in Alberta voiced that a win for the Liberal Party, which by then had been in power for 10 years. Okay, yeah, where's the fucking secession shit? May 12th, lawyer presented his group proposed question or referendum on an Alberta separation. July 5th, behalf submitted citizen initiative petition. So is this like, so you said they successfully.
Pretty sure they did.
On December 11th, 2025, Alberta legislature passed Bill 14, effectively undoing the judicial review of the Alberta Prosperity Project's proposed referendum question. APP also slightly altered the referendum question to comply with the Clarity Act. On December 22nd, they approved the application of petition and announced on January 2nd that signatures could be collected until May 2nd. For the petition to be successful, 177,732 signatures will be required.
Oh, well, maybe they got enough signatures then. Maybe that's the thing. They got enough signatures to add the petition.
In less than a month.
Yeah, dude, they're tired of it. Because what happens is they make, because that's the province that gets like all the oil and all the minerals and shit. Them in Saskatchewan. But basically, they were taxing them into non-existence, and somebody was breaking down how many like federal dollars the Alberta got from the Canadian government last year. It was basically zero. They got no, like, imagine like if one, because every state gets federal assistance to a degree here.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine if a state was like pumping into the federal government, or like imagine Texas had got zero federal dollars, or California got zero federal dollars.
Yeah.
I'd freak out.
Some of the states want to secede as it is.
Yeah. Well, that's also about to happen on February 1st, getting zero federal dollars. But that's for a different thing. That's for violating federal law, not for the fact that we just won't give it to them.
What are you talking about? What, Minnesota?
No, Trump, whether he goes through with it or not, because apparently the whole credit card thing was also just like a statement and not actual like power, because that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed, but interest rates did not get capped at 10%. But
he heard something about he doesn't actually have the authority for that anyway, right? So
no, he might actually, but he just didn't. He was just trying to scare them into doing it. I guess they didn't. Like, I don't know, or he was just like throwing that out there to see like what the reaction would be. Mm-hmm. But no, he said starting February 1st. He's going to withhold federal funding from any state that has sanctuary cities or is a sanctuary state.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So we'll see. And that he should actually have the power to do, because that's how they got the drinking age passed to 21 in every state. because they can't legally make them do it, and then they were like, well, if you don't do it, we're not going to give you federal funding for your roads. And then they're like, we really like that money, so we'll do it. Because technically, there's nothing that can require them to set that age federally. So that's what the government does to pressure states into doing something. To just say, well, we're not going to give you the money, and then they go, well, hold on, we'll do that. So he's going to try that with this and see if it actually
see how that
like
goes. Yeah.
well, they're going to have to, because the problem is like all these places that like have a lot of these like illegal immigrants and whatnot, a lot of them are on social programs, and without federal funding, those social programs fall apart, as we saw from the government shutdown. Which also the government shutdown could happen at the end of this month too.
Yeah.
Which is I think more the reason why he's like, oh, we're going to withhold federal funds. Not that we're actually going to, but the fact that the government's going to be shut down, so he's just going to be like, oh, well, as part of the shutdown, you don't get money. To try to force the issue sooner. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's going to go crazy.
But yeah, fuck Canada, dude. Talking too much shit again, and we need to go out there and smack them. We still need revenge for the War of 1812. I want to go up there and burn whatever their equivalent of the White House is. We need retribution for that. It's been too long. It's been well over 100 years, over 200 years now. So we need, for America's birthday celebration, to light that candle. It's all joke. Kind of.
Mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of annoyed about like Canada's prime minister talking so much shit, because like fucking like Daniel Tosh said in his stand up before, it's like, yeah, it's fucking easy to talk so much shit when you've got the nice safety blanket of the U.S. wrapped around your neck. Like,
yep.
It's like, oh yeah, fucking come and take it. Okay, and who you gonna beg to stop them from taking it from you if something happens? Like, they're inviting China in to do drills with them and shit. And it's like, bitch, if China goes to invade you, you're gonna be crawling to us first. But at this point, I'd be like, fuck it. Be like, let them take you over, and then we'll go in and take you back, and then you'll be ours.
And then you'll be America. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, you would let that happen? Absolutely. Because if we fought them off for you, you'd be like, oh, thanks for letting us maintain our independence. No. If we're going to do that, we're going to keep it. Because then you've become a security risk because you let them invade you once. Because that's what I would do. Like, dude, if I'm China, I'm not invading the U.S. I'm invading either Canada or Mexico, and then I'm invading the U.S. Why would you try to get a beachhead on the U.S.? You don't need to. Get a beachhead on one of the weaker countries to the north and south, and then invade.
Yeah, they become China, and then we take it, and then they become states 51 through 60.
Yeah, because, like, and people are like, they wouldn't do that. I'm like, they would 100% do that. That's why Canada wants to be part of this Golden Dome system, because they know they're going to be fucked otherwise. What you doing over there, buddy?
Sniffing.
Is he sniffing his own fur balls all over the place?
Yeah, apparently.
Yes, that's your fur, you furry bum.
Yeah, I got a vacuum.
I'm surprised he sheds so much in the winter.
He sheds all the time.
Yeah, but don't they usually want to keep their winter coat?
Maybe, but he's an indoor cat. He probably doesn't even know it's winter.
He's a Maine Coon. He can tell it's cold. The little fur ball.
But yeah, Canada making deals with China is crazy.
They're trying to like do everything they can to like not trade with the U.S., but the problem is their main export, their oil, is a dirty kind of oil that we're good at refining, and they can't refine themselves. So I don't know what they're going to do about that one.
They're going to have to sell it to us.
Yeah, and China's labor is, or China, Canada's labor is so much cheaper compared to ours that we make our cars up there and then ship them back down here, which is hilarious. Because the Canadian dollar is so much weaker than the U.S. dollar. Actually, I wonder how much weaker it is right now because we've been fucking around too much.
It's a good question because it used to be like 70 cents, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Still the same. 0.73.
Yeah, it looks like it took a dip recently. And then came back.
0.73 down to 0.72 and back up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's back up. You want to know why? Oh, it's really back up.
Go up to a year, 0.73. Down, yeah, it floats around there.
What was the lowest?
It dropped down to 0.68 in February of last year.
That's probably when we started tariffing the shit out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, December and February of last year. It dipped down.
Yeah, but why it's a little bit
0.56 in December 2024.
Yeah, but why it's a little bit better right now is because fucking we're a bunch of big dummies with the whole listen, Trump may have got what he wanted out of the Greenland thing with the mineral rights, but I'm really annoyed that he tanked like $1.3 trillion worth of value out of the stock market to then not get Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
Like to not own it. I'm like, dude, if you're going to do something that's going to tank the stock market here, fucking commit all the way through. I was so annoyed with that. I'm like, dude, like, if you're not going to do that, shut the fuck up and don't even say it. Like, just talk to them on the back end and be like, yeah, we want the mineral rights. He could have worked all of that out on the back end without this big thing. Like, it's like, dude, otherwise just go in there and take it. Like, fucking end NATO and, like, let's be done with this whole fucking thing. Don't just do this bullshit on the other end.
He does like to talk shit.
It drives me nuts.
People freak out. Oh, Trump says he's going to do it. Yeah, he says a lot of things.
Yeah, he doesn't do half of them. It's so annoying.
Fucking relax. He says a lot of things. Most of it he can't do, and half of the shit he can do, he doesn't anyway. So fucking relax.
I know. I wish he would. Fucking drives me nuts. It's like I was ready to go. I was like, are we about to go to war with Europe? Because I'm here for it. And then there's like, no, we're not going to do that. I'm like, they're bitches. Now would be the time.
They are bitches.
I watched somebody break down how a fight with NATO would go, and basically we would fucking own them in a matter of a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
Because they would have to move so quickly to like shock and awe us that they would get a couple of beachheads that would disappear like almost instantly because they have to get supply convoys across the fucking Atlantic. And the problem with that is, one, we defend the waterways, but two, most of their equipment is ours. And without the specialists and the parts, the equipment would fall apart in a matter of months. Like military equipment takes a lot of maintenance, and like that's what they were saying. Like even like flying like jets and whatnot to defend their like overseas convoys delivering supplies, like they would be limited to how many flights they could do because of the maintenance schedule required. And if anything broke, it would basically like imagine Battlestar Galactica. Remember like how they would like fly the fighters out and then they would run out of parts for the fighters, and then like remember the one episode they spent like that whole time building a new fighter from like scrap because like they couldn't build fighters anymore.
I do not recall this.
Did you even watch the show?
Yeah, but it was a while ago. Well, I don't remember stuff well.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Your brain is so broken.
Yeah, I've told you this.
Well, an integral part of that show was every time that they were flying fighters, they were having, one, due to losses, but two, due to the fucking maintenance parts, they were losing fighters like every time they mobilized. Because with being their supply chain cut off and them drifting through space, they had nothing to fix the fighters other than what they had. Which is why when they read in that other like Battlestar, they had like the whole like plan of like just go over there and steal all their shit and break it back to theirs. And it's the smartest way to do it. Mm-hmm. And they eventually merged and they like killed half those people anyway. But yeah, the same problem would happen with NATO because most of their stuff is made by us. And the few things that aren't, we can take down easily. That's been the best part that I loved about that was them memeing like, look at all these fucking Eurojets you're going to be up against. Bitch. They're like, you're dealing with the F-22. The F-22 is fucking 20-year-old technology that still hasn't been tested in battle and we haven't replaced because it's so good.
Uh-huh.
People are like, no, the F-35. No, the F-35 is newer stealth technology. It is not better than the F-22. The F-22 is so good that Congress has decreed by law that we can't sell it to other nations. We didn't do that with the F-35. No, nobody in Congress saw the F-35 and went, no, we can't let other people have that. They saw the F-22 at full capabilities and fucking put an act of Congress that says we can't sell it. They're like, yeah, no, you can't give that to anybody. And people still talk shit. And they talk shit because we take it on test runs every once in a while on these like dogfighting things. And it quote unquote loses. But when it quote unquote loses, we hamstring it so much that it's like barely a fucking plane.
What do you mean?
Like we say like, oh, you can't have this on, you can't have that on, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like setting so many rules on it that it's like, it's just basically pilot skill and none of the automated systems. And even then, they don't always take it out. It's like 1 out of 3, and they're like, look, we did it. Like, all right, good job, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we went into fucking Venezuela and took out all the goddamn Chinese and Russian air defenses in like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the NATO allies might have our Patriot system, but if you think there's not a kill switch in any Patriot system that's not our own, you're fucking crazy.
You keep saying that. It's possible, but I wouldn't guarantee it.
You really think we would do that? You think we would give that all these countries that historically fight each other and cause problems for us, that kind of equipment without a kill switch in it?
Again, it's possible.
You ain't got no friends. Who's messaging you?
I don't know. I'm turning my fucking notifications off. I'll mute that.
Yeah, you bum. You don't listen to our podcast. Although I bet he would if we sent him a link. But yeah, I'm quite certain they got kill switches. And I know you say like, oh no, they don't. And even if they don't have a kill switch,
I didn't say they don't. I said it's possible, but I wouldn't guarantee
even
it.
if they don't have a kill switch, they probably have some kind of fucking exploit that we could use to shut it down remotely if we wanted to, that they wouldn't be able to tell unless you actually design the system. Because again, why would you make a system that you couldn't backdoor if it was used against you?
I don't know what the rules are for that kind of thing and how well
What
like it's
rules? There are no
Let
rules.
me finish my fucking sentence.
What rules?
I don't know how well, like, how thoroughly, like, they check that shit when it's sold, you know? Like, how much detail do we give them on it? Or do we just sell them and say, hey, here's the instruction booklet? Or do they actually, like, figure out?
How would they know? They can't even develop the technology.
I don't know.
They could sit there and try to reverse engineer it all they want. If it was that easy, Russia would have done it by now. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying,
like,
not reverse engineering. Like, do we give them the blueprints to it or no?
I don't think it would matter if we did or didn't. Like it's just like we're gonna put it with that kill switch in it.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I don't know what he's doing either. You don't know what he's doing. Why are you climbing on all that stuff back there, you silly goose?
What's he doing?
He's like climbing on your shit back there. It's like climbing all over your cases and shit. The fuck? But yeah, the rules, it's not like normal equipment. And like when people say like, oh yeah, it's governed by international law is just some bullshit we made up to keep the peace after World War II. There is no international law. The international law is whoever enforces the law, and we enforce
and currently
it.
That's us.
Yeah. He's back again. And one day that might not be us. And then the law's going to change. But like as it is right now, that's why I really want to see the Nuremberg like movie with Russell Crowe. Because like that movie goes over the fact that there was no international law before the Nuremberg trials. And then we're like, this is the law. The same thing as like, they're like, oh yeah, it's a war crime. Yeah, it's a war crime only if you lose.
Yeah.
If you don't lose, it's not a war
that's
crime.
Just the new rules.
Yeah, that's just the way you did it to win. Like fucking nobody called it a war crime when kamikazes were fucking going down on fucking Pearl Harbor. You're gone, Guinness. Go on, get. Where are you? I don't know why he's like back there digging in that shit anyway.
He's a little shit.
He's got all this other like room for activities, dude. But yeah, I still.
But yeah, like you're saying that they're, the rules only exist because someone enforces it, and currently that's us, and they're lucky it's us. If it was anybody else enforcing the rules would be so much worse.
Yeah, that's just like all those protesters out there right now. They're like, we're under a fascist dictatorship. No, we're not. I know we're not. You're out there in the streets saying we are. Because if we were, you wouldn't be out there saying it. Like, that's how fucking delusional some of these people are with that stuff. Disagree with what we're doing, that's fine. But when they're like, we live in a fascist dictatorship, I'm like,
no.
Are you dumb?
Nope.
Are you being disappeared from the street right now? Like, no.
Yeah. Before we set the rules were whoever's in charge does whatever the fuck they want.
Then we set the rules of like, yeah, we're going to do peace, prosperity, and trade.
Everybody plays nice.
And then every once in a while, when we flex our muscles a little bit, the fucking old people that used to like play by the rules of might is right goes, well, that's not fair. Fuck you.
You had your turn.
Yeah, it's not fair now to you. But this is how it was, and we're just going back to it for a second real quick to remind you how it could be. But we're being nice and not making it that way.
Don't be mad because we play bully better than you.
Yeah. That's why, like, every once in a while, they're like, oh, well, we're going to go to the Chinese market instead. And I'm like, dude, you think they're better than us? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they're just trying to take everything all the time. If they become the dominant power in the world, we're all going to be speaking Mandarin, and fucking, like, they're not going to give a fuck. They're just going to go in there and, like, selectively filter the internet, and you'll never see Winnie the Pooh ever again. But, yeah, I don't know. Fuck. But it's crazy because the EU is now like, we got to strengthen EU, just like buy EU only. Like, buying EU is not your problem. It's where you sell. And you ain't selling to China, you're selling to us. We are the biggest market that you sell to. It's like, hey, I made all these oranges. You want to buy these oranges? No, I don't need to buy oranges. I also make oranges. Well, where are we going to sell these oranges? I don't know. That guy's got a lot of money. Sell it to that guy. Okay, we'll take your oranges. Fucking like, it cracked me up because they don't understand how it works. They're like, oh, China's the second largest economy in the world. They are, from making stuff. Not from buying stuff, from making it. Like, they're like, oh, we need to, and I'm like, okay, good.
They're not going to buy your shit.
Yeah, because they're like, buy EU strong. Bitch, there's no American made that you're buying. Nothing's American made, it's American bought. That's the difference. We created a consumer economy, and we're the best at it.
Except for weapons.
Huh?
Except for weapons. We make lots of weapons.
Well, we do. Yeah. We export that. That like the military industrial complex is our biggest sector. That's for sure. But no, like we consume everything, and like when fucking people are like, well, blah blah blah. I'm like, we are such a great consumer economy that we're all fat. They ain't fat in China. It ain't gonna happen. Like, we tariff the fuck out of them, and they try to get them to become a consumer economy, but they're so poor, the average citizen, that they ain't doing it. The consumer economy only works if you have spare money in your pocket to burn.
Yep.
So, yeah, I laugh at all these countries that don't seem to understand how the fucking world works. You cannot like how it works. I completely understand that sentiment, and I agree with it, but to sit there and, like, pretend that it's any way but this is crazy to me. I'm just like, do you guys not understand the power scale going on right now? Like, the fuck?
And Canada was begging to get into the EU's New World Order. And they're finally like, all right, you can be in. And they're like, oh, so we get all the benefits that you guys are sharing? No, not the benefits. You're in it, but you don't get shit.
Yeah, well, because you know what the G7 is? Like, the fucking, like, the most powerful economies, like, in the world or whatnot. The fuck Canada is the worst performing country in the G7. It's basically stagnated on its GDP growth. It's not growing at all. It's receding. because they've hit a point where like they can't grow anymore because they don't have innovation. They have an extremely overburdened healthcare system, and they don't have the land to expand into. Like again, like we've talked about this in other podcasts. The reason why the Russia was scary for all those years was not Russia; it was the USSR, because that was what made them a superpower. We are only a superpower from our landmass and 50 countries masquerading as one. Like that's why we're so strong. That's why like we try to all the time avoid another civil war, because we broke up the global superpower that is the US is gone. And other people would influence that and it'd be gone overnight. China could try to be a superpower. They're not really. They like if the US broke up, they'd be a dominant power, but they wouldn't be a superpower. They need more land, more territory for that. They just can't field it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's so funny because when they use like, oh, all 30 NATO countries versus the US, who would win? Us.
US.
Like hands down. Like 100%.
Not even a question.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, this bullshit. It's like, okay, well, even if you got through all our military, which good fucking luck, even if you got through all our military, you would still have to contend with the fucking most well-armed populace in the world who's been itching to fucking do it.
We are the ones with the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Yeah. When people are like, I don't understand why the fucking U.S. talks about civil war all the time. It's because people have these pew-pews that they're sitting on, and they're just itching to try it out. Like, they just want conflict. Like, that's why the Cold War, they were like, I wish a Ruski would. I wish they would land here. Fucking, that's why Red Dawn was a thing. We were like, that's what we want. Just do it. Paratroop in. We'll see what happens. Like, let's go. Fucking, like, China invading. We're like, all right, bring it. We're ready to go. Like, fucking NATO, you're just another one that we're like, we're willing to test the fuck around to find out. We want you to fuck around, and we want to find out how good we would fucking do. And if you think like, oh, you're gonna be in top military performance for this, trust me, there's a lot of diabetic motherfuckers out there that are itching to do this, and they're gonna be in their 60s, and that's the part you're not gonna fucking understand. Because Grandpa's gonna roll out with his rifle and fucking be like, "I wish a motherfucker would."
Yeah, take a look at some competition shooting videos and see the personnel doing it.
Yeah, I forget which country it was recently where they were just like, "Oh yeah, if the military comes to like stay in your house, like you just have to let them live there now." And I'm like, you guys don't even have like the fucking rights that we do here, that the military can't be like fucking quartering in your property. And I'm like, you're gonna come take us over? Good luck. Just good luck. Fucking, and it ain't like the fucking Taken movie. Good luck. We're Liam Neeson, bitch. You heard the motherfuckers on the other end of that line. I just like,
we have a very particular set of skills.
Yeah, and we will use them. Because that was the other thing, too, because people are like, well, we're not going to do that. We're just going to take out key infrastructure. And then somebody outlined how much farmland we have here in the U.S. compared, because other countries, like, taking out their key infrastructure, like their crops, makes sense. Our farmland is larger than the UK land mass. They can't even comprehend how much they would have to take out to affect our food supply. They would have to take out land equivalent to several EU countries. They're like, oh no, we wouldn't have to. We just have to bomb key infrastructure. I'm like, yeah, in which state? Like, what are you talking about? Like that, like they just don't understand the scale of it. That's why, like, when they're like, they always get offended when an American says, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Europe for the summer," and they're like, "Where in Europe?" A bunch of different places. Fuck you.
I can visit 3 countries in 4 days.
Yeah. Just because like you go 2 hours away and you're like, "Oh, I need a hotel room for the night," doesn't mean we do, motherfucker. Like we'll take a trip, like, because of EU like country borders. We'll take a trip visiting several of your countries in one day and make stops. Like, you don't even understand.
Yep.
They're like, what? They're like, I'm going to have breakfast in France, Then I'm going to drive down to fucking Spain. I'm going to go see some cool shit in Spain, have lunch over there in fucking Morocco, and then fucking drive back over to Austria and call it a day. They're like, that's like 16 hours of driving. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It is. If it wasn't for the snowstorm this weekend, I was going to be driving like 13 hours this weekend, one way, and then come back.
Yeah, we're going to stay up there because of the snow, but normally we drive up to where the mountain is and drive back same day.
Yeah.
And like have driven further, a lot further than that. Like, we go to those mountains in upstate New York, and that was
4 or
like
5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, and drive back same day.
Yep.
Fucking like we're built different. But yeah, I think Europe. I respect the patriotism from Europeans, but you guys are delusional, and I think you need to wake up from your Delulu dreams of you're gonna take on the U.S. You could all band together, and it wouldn't make a difference.
No.
And again, Ukraine is the field test for that because the scariest boogeyman over there, in the EU was Russia. And through just the proxy of giving them equipment, we've held them bitches off for like 4 years now.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah. Because they went in right after Trump got out of office. They were like, ooh, Sleepy Joe's in. Let's go. 3-day operation. Yeah, well, turned 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could look this up. I think they've only taken out one Patriot missile system in Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah, look up how many Patriot systems Russia's taken out in Ukraine.
How do you spell Ukraine?
No, just look up how many Patriot systems has Russia taken out in Ukraine. Yeah, I think putting Ukraine first is not going to make your AI search well.
Supply Patriot missile defense system in the Ukraine suffered damage during a Russian air attack, but was not destroyed.
Yeah, so 0?
Let's try this one. How many Patriot systems has Ukraine lost? Unspecified number of Patriot system
components. Yeah,
Russia
but that's
claiming
not
destruction. Ukraine confirms the loss of some Patriot launchers and radars, but disputes some Russian claims, stating certain strikes hit decoys or only damaged systems, not fully destroying them. So unclear.
Let's say 1 or 2. so like in 5 years they've taken out 1 or 2 Patriot systems, where we've taken out like dozens of theirs, and we went into Venezuela and took out all the ones that Venezuela had. But like that does, again, with just like those, we like proxy ward an entire quote unquote superpower over there in Europe, or the dominant power, and we're supposed to be scared about all of the NATO countries banding together. Good fucking luck. Nah. Especially once that golden dome that Trump's like making is up and running. Like, you're not even gonna get close.
Nope. Yeah, it'll be over very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, because people are like, no, we have the numbers. I'm like, yeah, but numbers don't matter versus superior firepower. They really don't. They do to a degree, but in the end, they really don't matter. Just like the only reason why Germany lost to Russia in World War II was not because of the numbers that Russia threw at them, which was staggering because Russia lost so many people, but because fucking Hitler and Stalin were fighting over a pointless point called Stalingrad, and Hitler was like, no, I'm going to take Stalingrad, and Stalin's like, fuck you, you're not going to take the town named after me. If Hitler had said fuck that and just marched up to Moscow, he would have taken them before the winter was even set in, and that would have been the end of it.
Really?
I'll move my phone, you can jump up. Yeah, because they were like, nobody's taking Russia during the winter. Yeah, that's true, but like Hitler like could have gone in and taken the whole country if he didn't detour over to Stalingrad because he's fucking crazy pants. He was on too much meth at the time. Confirmed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the other thing too. They're like, good luck fighting in like Greenland and fucking Norway and Denmark and shit. I'm like,
No, they'll be all right.
do you guys not realize that like the Midwest here is a thing? Like we have cold temperatures and they love it. Like they're just.
But also we got like gear and shit that makes that less important anyway.
But we trained for it. Like they act like our biggest enemy, quote unquote, for years wasn't a place where there's frozen wilderness. You think we didn't train our forces to fight in Russian terrain in all sorts of weather? Mm-hmm. They're like, no, they can't do that. I'm like, you guys are like,
it's not really going to be a factor.
Yeah, you guys get taken out by heat waves that are 80 degrees. We're built different. Like, they're like fucking.
Yeah, whole country gets shut down because it's a little bit warm.
We're a little bit cold. There's the same thing too. Like, dude, I don't. Is it not a thing over in Europe? I don't understand this because like. I've seen the videos of like British people learning what wind chill is in like America, and I'm like, do you guys not have wind chill? I'm very confused. Is the temperature just the temperature outside? Like,
yeah, pretty much. And it's just lukewarm.
No, but I mean, like even in the winter, they're like, you guys have like it's like -20 with the wind chill, and it's like, yeah. Do you not have that? Like, is that not a thing? Like, what are you talking about right now? They're like, it's -2 degrees here in the U.S. and it is, or in the U.K. and it is freezing. And then you look up -2 and you're like, dude, it's 24 degrees. Yeah. It's been 24 degrees out this week and I didn't even wear a coat. like, and people are like, why don't you have a coat? I'm like, because I'm walking from my house to the car.
I'm only outside for like 30 seconds.
Like, I don't need a coat. In the UK, they would have like so much gear on that you'd think they were on an Olympic sled dog team. And you're like, you bitches, like not. This is why they need temperature in Fahrenheit so they can understand that they're being bitches. Because I was explaining to like the one guy in the office today because they were like showing, we were looking at storms in the past and like the 1 year like. Because it's weird that on the 6s, all these big storms keep like happening, like 96, 2006, 2016, 26. But one of the years, the seawater flooded Wildwood, and then it froze. And I was like, "This is why Fahrenheit exists." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, 0 in Fahrenheit is the temperature at which salt and water mixed together freezes. And I was like, "You know why that's important?" Because one, back then, the sea freezing was a problem because you couldn't get through the sea. But it's also very important for if you're driving on the road because you know that at this temperature, salt ain't gonna melt what's on the fucking road.
I didn't know the 0 degrees was salt and water.
Yes, because the Fahrenheit scale is built around what matters to people. So when salt and water freezes, it's an issue. And 100 degrees, although the guy had a fever that day,
body temperature.
Yeah, was supposed to be what body temperature is. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Celsius is based off of water, which is the dumbest thing to base a temperature scale off of. And people are like, "Oh no, it makes sense because now we know when like water freezes and water boils." But if you want to create a linear temperature scale, water is the worst thing to base it off of because it takes so much supplement heat for phase changes in water that it is the worst thing to build a linear temperature scale. That's why
I don't follow.
So the supplement heat or whatever is the amount of energy it takes to have something change from a solid to a liquid to a gas. So to go from liquid to boiling takes so much energy in water that the curve, instead of like if you had a normal substance, the curve would almost be like a straight line. It's a fucking like obtuse like bullshit curve for that's why the experiment happens that we do in chemistry and whatnot, where you put a paper cup over a Bunsen burner and it burns immediately.
Yeah, it doesn't
and then you
burn,
put water in it and then like it doesn't burn at all because it takes so much energy for water to boil that you can just put it in things and then it'll stop them from like catching on fire because it's transferring. It's a great transference of heat, but it's not. It takes so much fucking energy to go from a liquid to a gas that to build your temperature scale around it makes zero sense. That's why like going to boiling point in Fahrenheit's 212 degrees, because that's a better representation of how much fucking energy it really takes for water to boil. We're like, oh no, water freezing is 0 and then water boiling is 100. And not only that, it doesn't make sense either because that boiling point changes with pressure. So that scale is 0 to 100 at sea level. When you go up into the mountains, it's not 100 degrees that water boils anymore. It's like fucking 95 degrees Celsius or some shit like that. Because they built a shitty temperature scale that has no reference, like based off of like linear things. So they're like, oh, well, we're going to use Celsius for experiments. Okay, well, what about Swiss scientists that are doing experiments up in the mountains? Oh, no, 100 degrees is what? Oh, is it? Because that 100 degrees isn't the same anymore. You know what is still 100 or 100 degrees? The temperature of the human fucking body at altitude. That don't change.
True.
Fucking water and salt freezing, still 0 degrees. Don't change. Boiling point of water does change with your fucking altitude and pressure and depth and all this shit. So silly. silly little metric people.
Fahrenheit's the way to go. I saw a comedian once. He's talking about like he was foreign, came over here and learning about the Fahrenheit system. He's like, it just makes sense. If it's 0 degrees cold, it's too cold. Don't go outside. If it's 0 degrees hot, it's too hot. Don't go outside. It's perfect.
Yeah, because it's based around people. It makes sense. Like for like people trying to wrap their minds around things, you need enough granularity of scale to understand it. If you tell me that like, oh yeah, the difference between like fucking 20 degrees and 20.5 degrees is fucking like 7 or 8 degrees Fahrenheit difference. I'm like, that's not enough. I need more. We need more
adjustability. Yeah.
Need more here. But again, I'll convert to the metric system when they have metric time. Otherwise, we don't live in a metric universe and you can go fuck yourself. And they're like, we tried it. We tried a metric time scale. Oh, did you? I thought metric was superior. How come we're not using it? Well, it just doesn't. It doesn't work.
What's the time scale based on?
Huh?
What's the time scale based on?
The rotation of the planet.
Well, I mean, obviously on the major end, but like, what are the like seconds? Like, who came up with the dividations of them and why?
What do you mean?
Like, yes, a day is a rotation, etc. But like,
yeah, it's just
who said divide by 60?
That's how it breaks down.
Why?
I don't know. Why is there 24 hours in a day?
That's what I'm saying. Like, who came up with the numbers? Why?
Well, an hour and I don't know. Look it up, bitch.
Thought maybe you know.
No, look it up. Look it up, not Jamie.
Why are there
no,
24?
No, that wouldn't make sense. Why is an hour 60 minutes and why is a minute 60 seconds?
Why does 24 hours in a day make sense?
Because the hour is like the ticking of time to go around. Like the one rotation taking that many cycles makes sense. You need to more understand why is an hour.
But why is it 24? Why is it not 20 or 10?
No, you need to understand why an hour is 60 minutes and why a minute is 60 seconds.
Well, it depends where they started.
Huh?
Did they start with hours or did they start with minutes or seconds?
They start with hours.
That's what I'm saying. So why is it 24 hours?
Because it was half a day. Like the 24 hours comes from how many hours it takes to rotate the
yes,
the planet.
But why 24?
No, that's not the question. The question is why is an hour an hour? Why is an hour 60? Where did minutes come from? Like you have to go the other way around. It didn't start from the day. It started from the hour.
Ancient origins. Egyptians used sun clocks to divide the daylight into 12 parts and star clocks to divide the night into 12 parts. Yeah. So it did start with hours. Fuck you.
Yeah. So where did the hours come from? Why is an hour 60 minutes?
Yeah, so it's AKA why are there 24 of them instead of 30 or 10? Why is the length of an hour the length that it is?
Yeah.
We're both asking the same question.
We'll find it out, bitch.
60-minute hour originates from ancient Mesopotamian, Sumerian, and Babylonian base 60. Okay. Or sexagesimal mathematics from over 4,000 years ago. Chosen for its high divisibility. Okay. So that's why it's 60.
So it's Gilgamesh's fault.
Babylonians inherited a base 60 system from the Sumerians. So they applied to angles, geography, and astronomy. 60 was a practical choice. It allowed for precise, clean divisions, especially for thirds, quarters, unlike base 10 systems. Okay. 24-hour day, 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night was derived from Egyptian, Sumerian, and Babylonian systems, which further subdivided these into 60 smaller parts, minutes, and then again into seconds. So yeah, okay, so it started with the length of a day, which split up into 12 and 12 from the Egyptians, and then smaller to minutes and seconds from Sumerians. Now I know. Phil's giving me the suck it symbol. I don't know
also,
why.
Because they had base 10 back then too, and they were like, "No, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
we're not gonna do it at 10." Yeah, yeah. So even the ancient Sumerians were like, "Yeah, the metric system sucks. So suck it, EU."
Oh, that's what okay, that was to the EU, not to me.
And well, anyone on the metric system. And again, if you got a problem with it, blame the pirates.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ironically, yes.
Are responsible for the metric system?
No, are responsible for us not adopting the metric system.
Why?
Because pirates sank the ship that had the weights and measures needed for the metric system to be adopted here.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. I think we looked it up before. Yeah, it's part in due fact to the fact that pirates came and sank the ship with the weights and measures for the metric system.
Is this it? Mission to help newly formed United States adopt a decimal-based standardized measurement system. In 1793, British privateers captured French scientist Joseph Dombey, who was sailing to the U.S. with official precise metric standards, a copper kilogram cylinder, and a meter bar requested by Thomas Jefferson to standardize American weights and measures. The stolen standards were auctioned off, the initiative failed, and the U.S. continued using the British imperial units.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Instead of just like sending another one, they're like, no, we're just going to do this thing.
Yeah. Well, they were probably worried about it happening again. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're good. We got it. We don't need it. But yeah, because like people are like, I don't understand. Why didn't you adopt it? The internet didn't exist, so we needed things to standardize that measurement. If we didn't have something that like people, it's like it blows people's minds because they're like, I don't understand. What do you mean? It's like, yeah, we needed something that was the precise weight of a kilogram and something that was the precise length of a meter. Otherwise, we'd have no idea what the reference point for that was.
Yep.
And they're like, that what? It's like, yeah, you're too used to modern conveniences.
Yeah. Why do you think a foot's called a foot?
Just like what they used to do is if you committed a crime in a town, they used to like brand your face with like a thing denoting the crime you committed. So that like if you left one area and went to another, people could identify just from looking at you that you had committed a crime in another town. And to not let you get away with such a crime in their town. Because before the internet existed, all you had to do was leave the town and then
Yep.
sphere of influence is gone.
And then they would send out some flyers and post that up, but that wasn't super effective.
That was until much later. Like, even, like, fucking, like, they're like, oh, well, what about a telegram? Like, yeah, the telegram didn't exist till a very fucking, like, late time. But I think the first, like, overseas telegram was, like, a lot earlier than people think it was. I think it was, like, 1805. The first like underwater telegram, and then the line got destroyed, and then they sank it. They like sent another one.
First telegram or telegraph? What's the difference?
Put a cross Atlantic telegram.
Yeah.
There you go.
First transatlantic telegram, 1858.
Okay, a little bit later.
Or the first transatlantic telegraph cable was 1858.
Yeah, and then it got destroyed like a couple months later, but you know.
However, failed after a few weeks due to high voltage.
Yeah. But they still did it.
Uh-huh.
Like, people were like, no, they didn't have transatlantic telecommunications back then. I'm like, they did. It was a little weird.
It was a lot harder to lay it down.
Well, yeah, that was kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have anything to, like, really anchor it. They did that later. They got something better. But, yeah, people were like, no, they didn't do that. I was like, yeah, they did. And it was from fucking London to the president. That's
where was the president at the time?
What do you mean?
Was it DC then?
Yeah. Yeah, from Queen Victoria to the president, Buchanan. Bam. That took 16 hours to send a 98-word message.
Jeez.
I mean, it makes sense. It's going all the way across the ocean. It's not instant.
Uh-huh.
It's not fiber.
It was probably made out of copper too, right?
Well, yeah. But like, again, like, people are like, no, we didn't do that shit. Read a history book, folks. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed by how the world works. You know what also works?
Liking and subscribing.
That's right. If you hit the button, hit that notification bell, share the show with everyone you know, your friends, your family, your loved ones, maybe the people that you hate. Probably the people that you hate. But again, tell them that they can subscribe and follow on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and the TikTokies. And we'll have snowboarding updates after Snowmageddon.
Hopefully we get some good footage.
Oh, yeah.
Later.
See ya.